I want to bring in the executive director of MoveOn, Rana Epting. Also with us, Amanda Litman, co-founder and president of Run for Something. Amanda, I've covered your organization, watched it grow from the beginning, but 500 people a day? What's going on?
Since the election back in November, Run for Something has had almost 40,000 young people all across the country raise their hands and say they want to run for state or local office for the first time. They're mostly people under the age of 40. Majority are women. They're from all 50 states. And they are saying, if the Democratic leadership in D.C. is not going to fight for me, if my city council is not going to fight for me, I am going to fight for me. And we're going to be here to help them every step of the way.
Have tariffs exacerbated all of that?
I think it's just another moment of fury, a chance for people to really understand how what's happening in D.C. is affecting their lives. But this has been building. This is not the first, and it certainly won't be the last thing that Trump does that pushes people to say, I want to get in this fight myself.
So, Rana, your group helped organize some of those massive protests we saw across the country this weekend. And you've said while the president and Elon Musk are the main target, Democrats like Chuck Schumer can also be in the crosshairs. Is the overall message, do you think, from a lot of these folks who went out to march, that it is time for a changing of the guard?
Look, we are in an interregnum moment for American politics, for sure. And this is not necessarily a moment where it's about right or left anymore. It's about right or wrong. And so people are looking for leaders to fight for them, to protect them, to help pave a path forward for the future, when all we're experiencing right now are cuts or threats of cuts to critical services we consider so dear, such as education, Social Security, Medicaid, or threats to our rights and our freedoms, such as the right to protest. They're even threatening and calling us paid protesters, when in fact, I'm not sure how anyone can pay 3 million people to come out and protest. Like, these are real folks. These are friends. These are family members, community members. They live all throughout the country, and they're upset, and they don't like what they're seeing coming out of Washington from this Oval Office, let alone from Republicans in Congress.
Amanda, Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky, she's 80 years old. She has a 26-year-old opponent who told Politico, I'm quoting here, since 1998, there hasn't been a competitive primary. I was born in 1999. So I think a huge problem with why we're in this mess, with rising fascism, with ineffective Democrats, is just because we aren't giving voters more options. There's not enough diversity of thought or how we can change the establishment. Now, let me tell you what they say on the flip side, which I'm sure you already know, but it is that with age comes experience, long-held relationships. Some folks argue that DOJ's problems come from people who don't know how government works. So do Democrats need to be sure not to throw the baby out with the bathwater?
We know that diverse teams made of people of all different kinds of backgrounds get us better results. And right now, young people are wildly left out of the rooms where decisions are made. Democratic voters want this. Recent data for Progress polling showed us that about 83% of Democrats said it was time for young leaders to step up and run against older folks. 69% said we should be pushing more for older leaders to retire and make way for the next generation of leaders. I'm not saying that it should only be 20 and 30 somethings in office, but it also shouldn't be only 70 and 80-year-olds. And right now, that's kind of what we've got.
It was interesting this weekend, Rana. I was in a part of Manhattan walking where the protests were not being held, but there were people who were still holding the signs who had left the protests. And I saw some young folks being stopped by older people and being asked what they were protesting about. And they got into quite an animated conversation as I was waiting for the light to change. And I want to play a bit of what we heard from protesters over the weekend.
Because I vote for Trump, and it's not what I vote for. He doing all these wrong things is not good. And I'm a senior citizen, so he want to step into our Social Security check and all these things is not nice.
When Trump got elected, all our savings are gone. I had it in stocks. I worked for that. I worked in a call center. I took calls from confused grandmas and really, really angry people. 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, wasting my life, and it's just gone. And any other job I get, it's just going to be gone. It's hopeless. There's no hope for this country. I want to move to China.
So, where does it go from here, Rana? What do Democrats do to harness the energy of those hundreds of thousands of people who showed up to protest?
Yeah, I think what we're seeing from so many people right now is they just do not trust this administration. I mean, Donald Trump has not signaled that he even cares to listen to the concerns of all of the millions of people that showed up, not even just this Saturday, but that have been showing up to town halls for the last couple of months. And really, it's about trust. Do we trust those leaders in office that they're actually going to fight for us? And what we're experiencing now, what we're hearing from millions of people is no, they do not trust this president. And that is what they're looking for. That's how Democrats can emerge out of this rubble. They need to be authentic, trustworthy leaders that are undeniably fighting for the people, not for the ultra wealthy billionaires who already have it good, that they're fighting for the people, for the working class, for the middle class, for our critical services, our social safety net, the things that we know to be the fabric of the United States of America. And that's why we see elected leaders with so much applause, like Senator Cory Booker last week with his 25-hour filibuster, and with the moral call to action. And how many people viewed that? I think over 300 million people viewed that. But that's also why we're seeing Representative Maxwell Frost and AOC and folks that are out on the road, Senator Chris Murphy, receiving such accolades. It's because of their authentic leadership and their undeniable commitment to represent us, to protect us, not rule over us, which is what we are seeing from this current administration.
Rana Epting and Amanda Litman, I have a feeling we'll all be talking again in the coming weeks and months. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.